What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, well, two-thirds of your boys, Georgia Bros 5. We coming to you live with another recording, back again for the very first time. It's your boy, Channel D, aka, second place ain't too bad. Fuck out of here. I'm with my brother, as God is willing. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, what up, man? It's Darius.
Okay, say that. And like I said, two-thirds of us, Josheen is missing tonight. So I will be doing mine and his Italian tonight's
He's trash. He's
video.
trash. He's trash.
He's trash. He's trash. Garbage boy. This video today is about ranking all 8 of the most recent theatrical releases of Spider-Man. So we got Spider-Man 1 from 2002, Spider-Man 2 from 2004, Spider-Man 3 from 2007, Amazing Spider-Man 1, 2012, Amazing Spider-Man 2, 2014, Spider-Man Homecoming, 2017, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, 2018, and Spider-Man Far From Home from 2019. As you know, this will have plenty of spoilers in it. And as you also know, the way we rate things is in the place that it goes. So the 8th movie gets 8 points, and the first movie gets 1 point. So the higher the score, the more trash it is, obviously. And we're cutting this video in 2 pieces, so we're only doing movies 8, our bottom 4 movies, 8 through 5. So I guess as always, I'll get it popping off. I guess
Hey,
I'll do the
man,
first.
Pop it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it off just a little bit, man. So my bottom spot is Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
Josheen's bottom spot is also Spider-Man 3.
Dang.
So Darius, what's your bottom spot, bro?
My bottom spot?
Mm-hmm.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Amazing Spider-Man.
Now,
Okay, I see you.
reason it's last is because
Okay.
I ain't see it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that
You
junk
ain't
came
do your
out.
research.
That junk came out when I was where was I at? I think when I went to basic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty sure it came out when I went to basic because I was watching all the superhero movies when I was free. Yep, so that junk came out. I just said I was in basic. So yep, I ain't see it. So I was like, well, missed that, and I just moved on with life.
This man. You're trash. Okay.
Hey.
Well, obviously, I can't speak for Josh Sheen's input, but I can speak for mine about why I have Spider-Man 3 as 8th spot, man. So this movie had to me, man, just too entirely much going on between Venom, the Eddie Brock scenes, Sandman, the Hobgoblin, Peter Parker's dance moves, the bad love dilemmas. Spider-Man 3, in my opinion, would have been a much better movie if Peter Parker had never been involved with the symbiote suit. I think that would have made the movie better because that would prevent, one, the terrible dance scene, and more time could have been devoted to making Venom a more established presence and threat in the film. And I think a change to Hobgoblin, like they should have made Harry understand that his father's death was of his own doing and had him help Spider-Man earlier in the film rather than doing that later. I think that would have made a great completion of a character arc for Harry Osborn. I mean, to me overall, it's just a badly paced film and bad writing.
That's fair.
Man. Well, going to the number 7th spot for me, I got Iron Man Jr. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Wow.
And Josh has the same. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming as number 7. What you got, bro?
I have Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to make sense since you didn't see Amazing Spider-Man. So let me write that down real quick. Spider-Man 3, number 7. Okay. So talk about it, bro? Elaborate on that.
I mean, truthfully, I liked a lot of stuff about Spider-Man 3. I thought it had a lot of cool stuff in it. I'm a
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
of
Sure.
this, symbiote and stuff. Obviously, they made it real awkward in that movie, which
They
is a
did.
which is a crowning reason why it's thought of ruining the series, and why
Mm-hmm.
people look down on that Spider-Man altogether just because of that one movie. So that
Yeah.
sucks. But yeah, pretty much I agree. I think they tried to put too much into one movie, and
Mm-hmm.
that just made all the parts lackluster as opposed to focusing in on like one or two things. I think maybe if they would have made more Spider-Mans, they could have been like, okay, we can just do this and just do this, and then
Right.
maybe do Sandman the next time, or do the symbiote
Right.
the next time, or something. Not, well, this is our last one. All the ideas you ever had, just throw them
Well,
all in this one. We're gonna
it's
figure it out.
right. It's weird because they actually planned to do a Spider-Man 4 before they released Spider-Man 3. So I was like, why did they put so much in this one film when they could have just panned it out? But
Don't
I don't
know.
know, man. I'm not Sam Raimi. I'm not the director, so I have no
Yeah,
idea what they was thinking.
it is what it is.
I have no idea what they was thinking.
But why don't you tell us about why you and Joshine hate Homecoming so much?
Okay, so honestly, man, shoot, Homecoming can be number 8 for me. All right, so Iron Man Junior Homecoming.
Dang.
Um, okay, so there's a couple of reasons, right? It's not even an origin movie. I can't even call it that because it does nothing to establish the the backstory of the character. Really, they don't really address anything prior to Civil War, which wasn't establishing anything for the character to begin with. So one crowning moment for that movie that
Wait,
makes it so bad, huh?
wait, Homecoming.
Sorry,
A
Civil
home.
War, huh?
Wait, Homecoming. That's the one that you have 7 as, right?
That's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Homecoming. Oh, okay, I got you. Far From
Yeah.
Home. They both had home in it. I got them confused. All right, I'm tracking.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
So
before?
Homecoming's the first one.
Huh?
So
Yes, got it.
he says Peter Parker says something that I it really bothers me in the film. He says, "I'm nothing without my suit," and I just hearing that come from him, it just made man, it just did not sit well with me. I mean, Spider-Man is just a character who is built off of two huge principles: responsibility and consequence. They always seem to come back to that character. I mean, in this Peter Parker, to me, he has everything. He's not some high school loser. He's very smart. He's in a gifted school. He has his aunt May takes care of him. Now he has all of essentially the superheroes on his side to help him out when he needs it. He has the money from Tony Stark. He has the propelling of his classes and his schooling and everything because of who he has as friends. He's not some guy who's just down on his luck. He doesn't have any money problems. He doesn't have anything to struggle. There's nothing about the character that screams, yes, we need this guy to win. It doesn't have that. I mean, every mess up in the movie does not equal bad consequences for him. Everything that he does wrong in the movie, which is a lot, doesn't have a lasting impression on him at all. I mean, there's too many characters, and to me, there's so many character rewrites from the comics. When you stray so far from the source material, you're bound to mess something up. I mean, MJ isn't Mary Jane. She's MJ, a whole new character. Ned in the comics is not his best friend. He's his rival at the Daily Bugle, who ends up dying to Hobgoblin. Aunt May is not even like the comics at all. And Tony Stark's relationship with Peter Parker is, to me, kind of forced because that's nowhere in the comics, and the way they establish them as a duo, as friends, or their relationship is very. It leaves a lot to be imagined to fill in yourself. The villain is an Iron Man or Avengers villain. It's not even a good Spider-Man villain. I mean, and where the hell is Harry Osborn at? His actual real best friend is nowhere in the film. There's just so much Tony Stark. I mean, the scene with Tom Holland and the boat could be such a great scene. Like if you think about Spider-Man 2 in that train scene, great scene. They try to do that with the Spider-Man Homecoming and the boat, but the problem with that is Tony Stark fixes that problem. He sends a suit in, they fix the ship, and then when he talks to Peter Parker afterwards, he's not even there. The suit's empty. So I'm like, what was the point of that? It was funny, yeah, but it doesn't do much for the movie, for the character, for pushing the narrative forward. And then I'm like, and honestly, bro, where the fuck is Uncle Ben at? He's not in Homecoming, and he has a very, very, very small mention in Far From Home. And I'm like, how can you establish him as a character who's so sad to lose Tony Stark when his actual uncle who raised him is never even mentioned? I don't know, man. It's just, and when I watched the movie, the first thing I really noticed throughout about halfway through the film is that he never calls Aunt May Aunt May. He just calls her May, and to me that's just really weird because that never happened before. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a great, like I said, as always, it's a great film. To me, it's just not a good Spider-Man film. Of course, I can't speak for Josh Sheen's point of view, but
yeah,
that's mine. That's mine.
I get it. I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. I
Enjoyable.
feel like, I don't know, a lot of the reasonings are more so nitpicky, as opposed to, this movie is like, I don't know, factually or structurally bad. Like, because I don't know, just maybe from a writer's perspective, they're like, all right, how many times has Spider-Man been redone? How many times are we gonna show Uncle Ben dying and saying, "Go be responsible with your powers"? And so because I can see it, because I'm darn sure whomever makes the next this 15th what do you call them, Jux? Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Is that what they're called? Fantastic Four? Why does that
Yes,
sound
boy.
weird
What the
now?
fuck? Yes.
No, it just sounds weird saying that. Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Them
Boy.
dudes. Yeah, I am darn sure the next one they do, they're not gonna do all that origin stuff because it's played out. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing the Fantastic Four do that over and over again. So I would imagine when they were writing this Spider-Man, they're like, all right, we're gonna go in a completely different direction. We're gonna get this young kid, try to play off of that. We want to throw him in to Marvel, and I'm sure they were planning out, this whole Tony Stark dying thing. So they were like, all right, let's go ahead and get him to be his protege early, to start building up that bond through these few movies, and then it'll be a bigger impact when he dies in Endgame. What else? I don't know, and I guess besides that, I do I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Most of his stuff, his trials and whatnot, end up, being supported and stimulated by Tony. So I mean, he doesn't have to, I guess, per se, work as hard as the former Spider-Mans. But I don't know. For me, it's not enough to take away for the movie. And then I'm not gonna discredit a movie because they don't follow the comic book page by page.
No. I'm not discrediting because of that. I'm discrediting because of the movie and the character who has been established to be a certain way throughout all this time is being watered down. That's the problem I have with the movie. Like I said, it's a great movie to me. Spider-Man isn't. I don't watch Homecoming and think, yeah, this is a Spider-Man movie. It feels like a Marvel movie, yeah, but it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie. There's so much Iron Man in it, and there's so much suit and excuses and lack of responsibility and lack of consequence, lack of things paying off. That just feels like I don't feel like this is a usual Spider-Man outing. Doesn't feel like that at all.
I don't know. I was like, he's a kid. Like,
Right.
you talking about like he doesn't have money problems. He doesn't have to struggle through this. I'm like, no kids do. Like, that's not their job. That's their parents' job. That's adults. Those are adult problems. So I'm not expecting Tom Holland to have adult problems. I don't expect him to be like, oh man, I'm in debt. Oh man, I gotta take these pictures, and I hope I can. I mean, like
Aunt May and Uncle Ben weren't
like so much. Yeah, I know they weren't
rich people.
I know they weren't rich, but
Right.
regardless, I mean, poor kids and poor adults are completely different things.
Of
Like
course.
if a
Yeah, I know
kid
that.
is a part, well, I'm saying like the poor kids aren't the ones struggling. Even if they're in a poor household, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's like what they're, even if they've been poor their whole life, that's what they're used to. That's their norm,
Mm-hmm.
as compared to being, to a well-off person. So it's not like if they were poor, the kid is like, oh, I gotta, like, I don't know.
Right.
We're not expecting the kid to go start working a 9 to 5 for whatever. We expect him to be a kid. So I don't know. I'm not
That's
looking for
I
him to
understand that.
struggle like that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the character itself. So I feel like moving forward, that's never going to be a problem for him. He's never going to have to struggle for anything.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of Spider-Mans that don't struggle like that. I like the ones in the freaking show. What he meets all the top scientists in the world and works with them, and there's tons of different versions of him that are just
Mm-hmm.
super smart. He's not struggling with anything. He'll take pictures just to take pictures, but like most of the time he's in the lab with all these different scientists, getting all these grants, and he's shadowing all these important people. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
well connected most of the time.
That's good. Yeah.
Like
It's just, I mean, of course, that's only one aspect of what I've talked about, but to me, I just feel like there's a lot of him not having to want for anything because he has everything in the movie except the suit when he loses it because he complains about it, but he gets it back anyway. So it's kind of like, well, and then he gets it back from completely doing everything he's told not to do, which honestly doesn't pay off for anything positive because the problems that led up to that was him getting defeated by villains. And then the whole boat incident, obviously, that's was not his fault because it was people attacking the ship, obviously, but him intervening in that didn't really help it when he could have told somebody, but he chose not to because he wanted to do it all by himself. I mean, which obviously is a kid thing, but I mean, I don't know. Just that's me. But I feel let's move on. Let's move on from that movie.
yeah.
So, number 6, I got the Amazing Spider-Man 1. I really struggled with my 6 and 5, but yeah, I gave Amazing Spider-Man 1 a 6 spot, and Joaquin has Far From Home as his 6th spot.
Mm,
And I don't know why, but he does. He
interesting.
does.
I mean, I was expecting you to have it down there too.
I can understand that. I can understand that. What you got for number 6?
Number 6, I have. What do I have? Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6. Okay, okay, okay. Talk about that a little bit.
Um, I mean, number 6 isn't a bad spot.
It's not. It's not.
It's
It ain't 8.
it's not. It's in the top 75%.
That's true.
I mean, again, from the other Spider-Man video, I don't really like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't really like the cut of his jib. I don't. He's not Spider-Man esque to me. I just, I thought the movie was okay.
Yeah.
I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, no, right. His Electro was pretty good, man. I liked it.
I love Jamie Foxx as an actor or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Just the movie as a whole, I thought was just kind of, I don't know, lacking. I felt like it kind of just drew on. Like I felt like I was just sitting there and I felt like I was watching it just to finish watching it. I wasn't like, I don't know, getting excited towards the end. It's an interesting twist. Old girl dying. That's cool. I like little twists because you definitely would expect him to save her, but
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah. So obviously I can't name for Joaquin and Far From Home, but for me with Spider-Man 1, firstly to me I thought it was a good Spider-Man movie. Not great, but it was good. The fight scenes.
Oh wait,
were good.
Which one did you say?
I said Spider-Man 1, so Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was about to drive over there.
It's trash. So firstly, like I said, it's a good Spider-Man movie. Not great, but it was good. The fight scenes I thought were really good. Him as Spider-Man was great. I do like the revenge angle for Uncle Ben. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but him becoming Spider-Man for revenge, hunting down criminals because he wants to find who killed his uncle. it was different, but I can understand that motive. Of course, that's not typical, but I can understand that behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Losing Uncle Ben, obviously. Uh, relationship between you haven't that's why you haven't seen it.
Nope.
Relationship between him and Gwen Stacy, it felt honestly genuine. I don't know if that's because they were actually dating throughout this time frame. I think of these two movies, they were kind of dating, but the relationship between them felt actually genuine to me. The consequence with losing her dad at the end of the movie felt lasting. It felt like an important thing that happened, and it definitely changed him as a character, helped character development. And that relationship between them two didn't seem forced. So to me, it felt a lot of the movie felt genuine. It felt good. There are some missteps in it. I do think some of the writing could have been done better for him essentially. But overall, I think it was a good Spider movie. It was a good SM movie, man. So with that,
Okay.
we'll move on to our fifth and our last movie we're going to talk about tonight. For me, like I said, I struggled with my sixth and fifth spot, switching them around a little bit. I couldn't nail down what I wanted. I ended up being a fucking nice guy and
Wow.
giving the fifth spot to Spider-Man Far From Home.
How does that make you a nice guy?
Because I didn't put it six, I gave it a
Oh,
higher number on the list.
I guess.
And Josheen has The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as
Okay.
his fifth movie. So Darius, what do you have as yours?
Uh,
I'm gonna take a guess, huh?
oh, take a guess.
Take a
Let
guess.
me know.
I can guess.
Let
Okay, all right.
me know.
But you know,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say I think Homecoming.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Far From Home.
Nope.
Okay, you capping. What's your fifth movie, bro? It better not be Spider-Man 2. It better not be
It's
Spider-Verse. What you talking about,
it's
bro?
Spider-Man 2, man.
Spider-Man 2. All right. Spider-Man
Spider-Man
2.
2.
Number 5.
God
Spider-Man 2.
dang. Doc Ock. God dang.
God dang. Back on sticking dog out down. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so talk about that. Why you got Spider-Man 2 as your number fifth pick?
I think it's just a fifth pick movie. It's not really.
Okay,
I guess I
okay.
don't really have an exact reason of why that's number 5. It'd be more
Okay, so you're trash. Go
so.
ahead.
No, just let me talk, sucker. It's more so why I would put the other 4 ahead of it. So it
I can
wasn't like,
understand that.
yeah, I'm not putting that. It's like, well, I just have these ones up here, so you have to be right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the other ones I have up there, I got specific moments. Yeah, I guess some things that stick with me in movies are like moments,
Yeah.
like like quotables, just scenes that is just stuck in your head for forever. Like if you think
Hmm.
about that movie, you're gonna think about that scene. I have more of those kind of memorable moments with my top 4 movies. And Spider-Man 2, though I enjoyed it, it was a great ride. I don't have as many with that as I do the 4 I put above it. So it
Okay,
ends up at
okay,
5.
okay. Well, like I said, can't speak for Joshine because that man gone.
Mm-hmm.
He got Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2 as his fifth pick, but I have Spider-Man Far From Home as my fifth pick, which rounds out both of his entries on this list. Tom Holland's entries on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, great film. Great film. Spider-Man film? To me, not so much. It took a lot of notes from Homecoming and kicked it up a notch, which is good and bad because there's a lot of, to me, fallacies and missteps from Homecoming that were put to a larger scale in this movie. Of course, these are all my personal opinions. Peter Parker and MJ felt like two actors acting. It was good acting. It just didn't feel real when I think about them two on the screen together. It just feels like two people. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm watching a movie and I see characters or see people acting, I just see that actual person. And when I watch them two, I just feel like I'm watching Tom Holland and Zendaya. I don't feel like I'm watching Peter Parker and MJ or Peter Parker and his love interest because it's not Mary
I,
Jane. Peter
I get,
Parker and his love interest. It
yeah,
just feels like two
I get
people
that
acting.
feeling with Zendaya a lot.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm
I
just
always
watching
feel like
Zendaya.
I feel like she's always Zendaya, like
Yeah, I never feel like
in
she's the
whatever she's
character.
in. Yeah, because
I don't know, man.
it's like I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just I don't know. Like even when you're
Yeah,
trying to act different, it's like
bro,
you're you.
uh,
Like
you're still you. Like when I
yeah,
watch her play Jay and Spider-Man, Far From Home or Homecoming, I'm just like, I just see Zendaya. I don't see anything else. I just
you
see
know,
Zendaya.
yeah. Like what's his face? God dang, Wolf of Wall Street. God dang,
Oh, Leonardo
the
DiCaprio.
God dang Titanic. God dang,
Man, I
Gatsby.
just see Leonardo. I
No,
like him
I
live
see
action, but
him.
I just,
Oh, I know. I see him as whatever he's playing.
yes, that's what I'm
That
saying. Yeah,
man, Django. What?
him, bro.
Completely different person,
When I'm watching
man.
him or Johnny Depp, bro, I
Like,
see
I
the
love that
character,
joint. That man be
bro.
snapping. I'm like, ooh, shoot this dude. God.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, nah, I
Even
love
like
me
with
some
Keith Stanfield,
DiCaprio.
he just plays a character. He plays a kid character. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But her, I just see her. I mean, the jokes had a fair few that just to me didn't really land. Aunt May to me is really weird because she really went from like wanting to. Of course, there's an arc here because
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War and Endgame happened between Homecoming and Far From Home. So of course, but the weird thing is, like, they both got snapped. Her and Spider Man, Peter Parker, both got snapped. So to see her really embracing him being Peter Parker is, Spider Man, and urging him to go out there and do this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of felt like, I don't know, kind of felt weird. I don't know. Um, Still not understanding the fact that he's crying like real tears over Tony Stark, but we ain't heard shit about Uncle Ben. And there's one little thing that they do. I think Aunt May gives him a satchel and it has like I think Uncle Ben's initials on it, and he kind of sits there for a second and reflects on that, and then they move on, and nothing else is talked about him the entire time. It's weird because Aunt May never even talks about Uncle Ben,
Hey, I
and
mean,
I'm like,
maybe in
what?
this universe,
That's my thing
he
is
wasn't.
I would know that if they did an origin film, but establish that. I'm not asking
Yeah.
for a whole film, just establish the basis that we're working with because they
Mm-hmm.
don't establish anything, so everything's like this loose and on the fly, and I'm like, well, where is the where's
Yeah,
this coming
because
from? Where's the material coming from?
maybe Ben like died before Peter even got there or some
And
junk. So
and I would
May
and I
knows
would
about it,
like
and
to know that for sure
yeah.
before I keep critiquing them not having Uncle Ben even
Mm-hmm.
be mentioned. But the fact that they showed that satchel and then show him reflect on that shows me like he has some connection to Uncle Ben. And it's just really weird that he is so hurt about Tony Stark dying, but no mention of Uncle Ben. And it's weird because if you watch the interactions between them over they've only been in 4 movies together. Oh, sorry. Yeah, only 4 movies together. Been in
Mm-hmm.
Civil War, which there wasn't much interaction between them to the point where like they should be so close of friends. And then there's Homecoming, which there's a lot, but Tony Stark is really, sit down, be a good boy, do this. He's not really like embracing him. He doesn't even hug him in that part. It's just
Yeah.
so weird. And then Infinity War and Endgame, of course, they kind of complete that. But it moves so fast. I mean, there's some relationships in the MCU that I'm like, they feel right. Captain America and Peggy, um, Thor and Loki, and even like, you know, Iron Man and Pepper Potts. Tony Stark and Pepper Potts. It feels good. It feels built up. It feels correct. There's one relationship that I never understood fully because it wasn't played out on screen very well, and that was Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow and Hulk. That it in Age of Ultron came out of nowhere, and then to see him reflect so badly over her dying in Endgame, I was just kind of like,
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I guess
it
they
did.
were trying to
They've
just
been
like,
friends for a long time. I
yeah,
get
they're
that, but
throwing
it
in
just
little
I'm
sudden
like
hints, but
they could have shoehorned that in. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really elaborated
and
on. And then at first, I thought skipping the origin was okay because I already heard that. I knew about Uncle Ben, I knew about the spider bite, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But now I realize that the character suffers so much from it. I mean, I have so many questions that an origin film or origin esque
mm-hmm.
portions would have answered, but I won't because there is no origin. There's more bad character development, more lack of responsibility and consequences. And this man fought with so many heroes that he trusted in Infinity War and Endgame. So why would he give something that could kill anybody on Earth to Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. I'm like, why would he give something so precious, something so dangerous, someone he just met a day ago? I was
Yeah.
like, wow. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
Yeah. I mean, that jump was a stretch.
It was,
Cause it
yeah.
was
I was
like,
just like, why would they do that?
yeah, I don't
And the
know.
weird part about them doing that to me is the fact that Edith was never established at all before Far From Home. So like, why not just use Mysterio and give him this ability? You don't have to make him another Iron Man villain, someone that hates Tony Stark and Spider-Man suffers because he hates Tony Stark. You don't have to make him another Iron Man villain. Make him an own villain that Spider-Man discovers and he can fight with, and he can have his own time to shine. You know, he doesn't have to beat Tony Stark lackeys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, come on, man. And then, but I will say, that CGI scene, bro, single-handedly say the whole movie.
I'm about to say, man,
that
them
scene was
fights,
great.
they was in that junk. I'm gonna say the CGI was crazy in that movie.
Crazy good, bro.
And shoot, that fight they had in the middle of the movie, I thought the movie was over. I was like, whew, that junk was crazy. And then I'm like, shoot, I was like, that's only half the movie. I was like, what y'all gonna do for the rest of the movie? What the heck is about to happen now?
That's that Knives Out.
Like, yo, for real. I was like, this junk over. What the heck? Y'all just had that huge mega fight with the beans of elements and shit. I'm like, this is crazy.
He was doing that fight where he was in his head.
Yeah.
And he was like, and then the 8,000 Spider-Man he saw the death, he saw Tony, then he saw the train. I was like, what the this movie good.
I'm saying that's why I have it higher. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie a lot. And then I mean him crying over Tony, I can see it. I even with because you were saying like, oh, Tony wasn't there having intimate conversations with him and the hole in his shoulder when he messed up and all this stuff. He was just talking to him, kind of straightforward, like he's looking out for him, but he wasn't being super warming to him and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Tony. Like I'm similar to that. Like even with like my girlfriends and stuff like that, I've never been the sappy person. Chill out. I've never been the sappy type or whatever, and that junk doesn't mean I don't care. And they can feel it. Like they even if I don't say a whole bunch of words to them, or I'm not like, oh, you're my shining day, my little sunshine, all this stuff, you like 24/7. Even if just every now and then I'm like, man, thanks, or you did good on that, or I appreciate you. Just little onesie twosies, like it'll hit harder for them, and they know that's just how I am. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean I care any less. So on that flip side, I'm like, that's Tony. That's the kid, he already respected Tony before he even met him because he's Iron Man. And then, after that, he already looks up to him. And so just the little bitty things, just Tony giving him a certain look, or just, good job, kid. That junk made his whole day. So I don't think they need to share a lot of words or a lot of moments to create a strong bond. And I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I would, and I like that explanation. I would agree with it more if I hadn't seen Tony show every other character that he's really been involved with like that more love. The way that I've seen him display it to Pepper, or even to Captain America in certain instances, even Bruce Banner in instances.
Like what example? Because I mean, compared to how most men are with women, compared to how most men are with women, he was super chill on Pepper, like mega chill on Pepper. Like everybody should be surprised Pepper's still stuck around. Like I'm gonna say, what, he was smashing chicks while Pepper was working for him. What? Like what?
I mean, come on,
man. Like
let that man be Tony Stark, bro.
I am, and I see it, and goddamn Tom sees it. He's like, hey, he being Tony Stark. I get it. It's how it facts. He do.
That's his problem. He want to be Iron Man and not be Spider-Man. That's the problem.
He wants to be Iron Spider. Dang.
That's the problem with that. He want to be Spider-Man first. Hey, and then be Iron Spider second.
You know, that's fair.
Well, as always, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll go over the complete ranking once the next section of this video ends. But we hope y'all enjoyed it.
Top four.
We hope y'all enjoyed it, and y'all come and stick around for the next half because Joachen coming back, and you know we finna get real toxic on this microphone. So thank you guys for.
I ain't named no Tom Holland movies, and they're gonna get mad when I name one.
And I'm about to get mad. You gotta peep that shit. I'm about to get mad. Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some arguing next time.
All right.
So we appreciate you guys always tuning in. Thank you. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Georgia Bros 5. That's 5 with a V. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Deuce.
You are my friend. あの日の夢今でもまだ忘れてないんでしょう